Yo, what's good everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another video. Today we've got some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we are starting off with this whole phenomena of Starfox in Starlink Battle for Atlas. There seems to be a lot of different opinions and directions and people playing the game and what's good and what isn't, but overall people think it's a good idea that Starfox is in this game. And the developers of Starfox Battle for Atlas actually talked about future collaborations with Nintendo and how that working on a Starfox game is a dream come true. Now I'm going to talk about what they said here, and then we're going to move into another thing that they did, which is another reason why I believe that they should get a shot at working at a fully fledged Starfox game in the future. So here is what one of the producers of the game had to say when it comes to just working with Nintendo, the collaboration and everything like that, and potentially working in the future on a Starfox. So, quote, "I think it will develop organically. That having been said, those organic collaborations and those incredible merging of teams and minds and brand can only be possible thanks to this long-standing trust and long-standing relationship where Ubisoft has always been a big supporter of Nintendo consoles, from the Super Nintendo days and across all platforms. And so I think one of the really neat things about Ubisoft is, in many ways, it's still this family company that Yves Guillemot, Ubisoft CEO, is really builds those long-term relationships where he can build this trust and he can have this really lasting relationship that makes things like this possible. For us on the development side, you know, it's a dream come true. We dreamed of this chance to do something like this, and when the opportunity presented itself, we poured everything we had into trying to make that a reality." So essentially working with Nintendo on this and doing this whole Starfox thing in Starlink Battle for Atlas, it was a dream come true for them. It was something that they really wanted to do, and when the opportunity came up, they're like, yeah, let's take this. However, it's not just about that, because they actually started working on Starfox stuff in Starlink Battle for Atlas before it was approved by Nintendo. So before everything even went down with this and they could officially reveal it and it was just the A-OK greenlit, they were actually thinking, hey, Starfox will be a good idea in this game. So let's get into what one of the producers of the game had to say on this topic. Quote, "So we always thought, maybe they'll be interested. Maybe this is something we can do. And so we started right away, because we were like, we're so excited by even them having this conversation with us, even though they hadn't confirmed anything. And so we started working. We started drawing concepts. We made a 3D printed R-Wing that had their proper connectors and toys in it so that you can take it apart and everything." So they were excited about it even before they got the green light and everything. Now, we don't know when the green light went down. I guess it was sometime between E3 2017 and probably the beginning of the year. I would think it would take that much time, or in between that time when it was greenlit, because then you get everything ready and all of that ready to go at E3 2018. So I'm guessing they have to have worked on it for a while. They couldn't just get approved like in March of 2018, then have all of that Starfox stuff ready or ready to show off or models to play. So I'm guessing that it was sometime between that E3 when Reggie went up to them and said, hey, I think Starfox would be a good idea in this, and they probably started right away. Obviously Reggie can't give the green light, can't give the approval from the North American side. That has to go back to Nintendo, has to go back to Miyamoto, everybody there, then they have to make the decision from there. But I'm guessing they're just like, you know what, like, let's just do this. So when they do want to see something, it's like, okay, it's pretty nice, it is ready to go, it's out there. So I think it was a good idea by them, just so Nintendo didn't turn it down because they had like a lackluster thing to show, because I'm pretty sure Nintendo wanted to see what their models look like. I'm pretty sure Nintendo wanted to see what the plan was to integrate these animal characters, these species, into something like Starlink with the human characters and all, because Star Fox really hasn't had that, right? Star Fox has been in his world outside of Smash Brothers, right? You don't really see Fox outside with any type of human type of characters. So I'm pretty sure Nintendo was, yeah, they trust Ubisoft, but at the same time, it's like, well, let's see what this is going to be. Let's see how you model things. Let's see the presentation first before we get the final green light. So So it was very smart of them to say, hey, even if this doesn't get greenlit, even if we can't do this, it was worth the shot in order to impress them and make sure that we have stuff ready to go when it's time to show it off. So great job by Ubisoft on that end, making sure that they did that. And I wanted to talk about this just a little bit more because I feel with this passion that they've done with the Starfox model and everything that they have, and not necessarily following the same structure with the toys to life and all of that with the next Starfox game, but I honestly feel that they deserve a shot at making a Starfox game. It doesn't have to be the next one. Some people are saying, oh, well, what about Retro and the rumored Starfox Racing? That would be a different style of game. I'm talking more of a flight simulator and stuff that you saw in Starlink Battle for Atlas with open worlds and XP and mods. Imagine them taking that base formula and kind of really going in and providing a full experience to what Nintendo usually does there with the XP, with the mods, with the weapons, with everything that you can do in Starlink Battle for Atlas. That's kind of the game that I've always wanted Starfox to evolve into. You have space dogfights, you can raid outposts, there's all sorts of cool stuff that you can do in that game. All these different space stuff that just Starfox has never had. Starfox has had like on such a smaller scale compared to what Starlink Battle for Atlas does. Even when they've been on HD hardware, guys, we had Star Fox Zero, and I get it. I know some people like it, the controls, whatever the case is, but on the scope of what it is, it's nowhere near the size of Starlink Battle for Atlas. So I'd love to see them kind of take that model and really make a Star Fox game with the budget with Nintendo and everything that they can do. I think it would be absolutely phenomenal. I've never been more excited to use Star Fox in a game. This is like the first time that I've been this excited since like Star Fox 64 to play as Star Fox and crew and to kind of use the abilities and all the stuff that he has. It's just great. So I'm hoping that they get a shot at a Star Fox game in the future. So what do you guys think about what Ubisoft had to say about their collaborations and this whole Star Fox deal in Starlink Battle for Atlas? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final topic here, we do have the leaked or not final but early reports of the NPD numbers. But guys, the source that this usually comes from is stuff that always gets these numbers right around the same time. It's always spot on when we do finally get the official numbers. So here's the deal with this, guys. The Nintendo Switch sold 260,000 units for the month of September. The PlayStation 4 topped all sales because they had Spider-Man, and that sold 425,000 units. The Xbox One, when it comes to consoles, was third place because it sold around 175,000 units, and the Nintendo 3DS somehow sold 81,000 units in the US. Now remember, the NPD sales, guys, that is just the US. It is not North America, so it does not include Canada, does not include South America, does not include anything like that. It just includes the United States. It does not include Mexico or anything like that, guys. So that's one thing that I do still see people saying like, hey, like, what's going on here? Does it include this or that? No, it's just the United States of America. So that's just one thing you have to remember with this. I guess somewhat of a bigger headline is that, oh, well, the Nintendo Switch is down year on year, but it's up month on month. I mean, that's what you want to see heading into the holidays. You want to see a ramp up in production. Obviously, year on year is important as well, but software changes from year to year. I think Sony's sales in September were stronger this year than they were last year or the previous year or whatever the case is. It's all dependent on what software that you release in that month or so. I think like even October is not going to be as high because October had Super Mario Odyssey and it also had Fire Emblem Warriors. So I don't think it's going to be as high next month either, but at the same time, November and December is probably going to be a lot stronger. I would say way stronger than it was last year, and each month I think it's going to get better and better. So that's the one thing that I would say about that, because next month we have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and we also have Super Smash Brothers. I think that's a bit stronger than what they had last year in November and December. Not even a bit stronger, it's 10 times stronger, because November they didn't even have any first-party titles. They were just selling it off of Super Mario Odyssey, and of course all the third-party games that came out, Doom, LA Noire, Resident Evil, all of that. And then December had Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which great game and actually did really well, but at the same time it's not Super Smash Brothers. So Nintendo kind of is backloaded with what they had there. I know September, also heading into October, the Super Mario Party. So I think Super Mario Party is actually going to be a big boost as well. So maybe we do see sales that are almost there with a ramp up and what they've already released for the year. But overall, not bad at all. I think up month on month is definitely good, and they weren't down too much year on year. I think last year they had around 290,000 units. I think it was about 30K less than they did last year. So month on month they were up. I think almost 60K or something like that, nearly 60K there up month on month, and then year on year they were down about 16% or so, just because it was around 30K, I think it was. So not too bad at all, and I'm looking forward to them actually improving again month on month with Super Mario Party. I think that has been a little bit of a mover when it comes to system sales, so I do think that it is going to go up a bit more next month when we get the October NPD sales data. And then obviously November is going to be a big month with Pokemon, and then you also have the Diablo 3 bundle, then you also have Civilization that's coming out in November. There's also Warframe as well, so there's quite a number of games in November. And then of course December, it's going to kill it with Super Smash Brothers. And I also think even in January with New Super Mario Bros. U, that's going to do really well too. So those are the early numbers when it comes to it, so we'll have to wait and see once we get the final, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. So what do you guys think about the different sales numbers here across the board? Then also, what do you think about Ubisoft and this whole Starlink deal? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps to spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting PlayerEssence. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace!